Hi, I'm Melissa Chalker, Executive Director of the New Jersey Foundation for Aging. Welcome to the 100th episode of Aging Insights. For this incredible milestone, we thought we'd take a trip down memory lane and visit some clips from the past. First up is where Aging Insights began, with our former Executive Director, Grace Egan, opening Episode 1.
Welcome to Aging Insights. I'm Grace Egan, Executive Director of the New Jersey Foundation for Aging. Aging Insights is produced by the New Jersey Foundation for Aging to provide information and resources to boomers, seniors, and caregivers.
During this episode, we talked about elder economic security and nutrition assistance programs with Lisa Pitts from Hunger Free New Jersey, and I made my first appearance on the show. This episode also introduced everyone to our first sponsor of the show, the Silver Century Foundation.
We appreciate you joining us for this edition of Aging Insights. We're pleased to have the sponsorship of the Silver Century Foundation to support Aging Insights. That foundation advocates for planning for the second half of life and inspires everyone to live long, healthy, and empowered lives. Until next time, remember, take care, and aging is everyone's business. Aging Insights enabled the New Jersey Foundation for Aging to expand our educational opportunities, to bring messages into the homes of seniors and caregivers across New Jersey. We were fortunate to be able to recruit the right presenters for the right topics, whether they were older driver issues or safety on the road, whether they were occupational therapists, whether they were people that enabled and started support groups for stroke victims and other people. Talk about exercise, talk about adopting an older dog or an older pet, the idea of making more information available to people in their homes. So we're very fortunate to recognize the 100th show of Aging Insights. Thank you to the crew that tapes it, and thank you to the people that have joined us as presenters over the years.
Again, we would like to thank the Silver Century Foundation for being a sponsor of Aging Insights in its first year on the air, as well as thanks to Grace for stopping by and helping us celebrate 100 episodes. As you've heard both Grace and I say over and over at the top of every episode, the purpose of Aging Insights is to bring information and resources to older adults and caregivers, which is why we always provide contact information for any program or service that's mentioned in each episode. It's also why we've invited leaders from state, county, and local government to join us over the years so we can connect you with the services that you need.
We only want to enhance those connections.
Right.
So the idea that there's County Cooperative Extension and the County Office on Aging and the Master Gardeners and the Senior Centers, I mean, hopefully this program will encourage people to kind of reach out and expand those relationships. So I think it's just really fabulous that you've both come and shared. Is there any last comments that you want to make?
I just think that the county offices on aging, I hope, are starting to build some of those relationships. I know we do in Mercer County, and work closely with them when it comes to our farmers market program, and also it's a real valuable resource for us as well. Yeah.
We want to remind you to find out about senior services in your area or about the next art show opportunities. So please contact your county office on aging or your Aging and Disabled Resource Connections. You'll see a list of their numbers on our website, and you may call the state hotline number, which is 1-877-222-3737. We appreciate our guests for joining us and for you, the viewers, for this edition of Aging Insights.
Well, we work with a network, both the Aging and the Disability Network. The Aging Network primarily is comprised of 21 county offices on aging, and they go by different names.
So I just do want to interrupt you, because I was going to say when we get calls in our office, we tell people to call the County Office on Aging or the Aging and Disability Connection or the area agencies on aging. So I'm really glad that you sort of started with, sometimes they're called different things.
Right, yeah.
So 21, go ahead.
Yeah, so there are 21 county offices on aging, and they have county dollars. They also get federal dollars that come through us to the counties and state dollars to run different programs. So they're sort of the main person or the main agency you'd want to call in your county if you were looking for services for a senior or for a caregiver.
And what should someone expect when they call the County Office on Aging?
Well, when you call, each county has their own local number that you could find in the Yellow Pages or online. We also have a toll-free number that's statewide, and if you call that from within your home, that'll ring in your county office on aging. If you call from out of state, it actually rings in the state office, and we'll direct you to your
You answer the phone?
Sometimes, today maybe. And when you reach that person, you reach an information and referral person, and that's a person who will gather information from you. They're knowledgeable about resources, so they'll be able to share with you some resources that may be of help. And then they will refer you to that agency. Or if they do the program in-house, then they might give you somebody else in-house who will then go further with you and ask more questions and try to get you signed up.
The Division of Aging Services, we're 61 years old this year, so we've been around for a long time. And we're the central agency that oversee our AAAs and our ADRCs that provide services and programs for the state and for our senior population. We looked at our aging population and see different aspects of growing older, whether it's health or whether it's social or economic needs, housing. So we look at basically all the needs of the aging population, and in the department and if within the division, we're here to help.
Renee, I'm going to start with you because I think we'd like to first introduce people to senior centers, and as the director of the Robbinsville Senior Center, maybe you could tell us a little bit about senior center programming and specifically some things about Robbinsville.
Absolutely, Melissa. First of all, I'd like to thank Melissa, you and the New Jersey Foundation for Aging for the opportunity for both Pat and I to share our story about the Robbinsville Senior Center today. And just a little bit about our center. The Senior Center the Robbinsville Senior Center is a deed-restricted municipal structure, and it's deed-restricted for senior activities, for services, for programming, for social, recreational, educational, and the welfare needs of any of the Robbinsville Township seniors.
The Office on Aging, we serve individuals 60 years of age and older.
Okay.
So as individuals are coming, from baby booming into retirement age, we provide onsets of many programs. We do transportation, we do, like many of our counterpart senior centers, we do recreational programming, we do exercise, we do computer classes, and a whole bunch of array of other programming, including working with some of our not-for-profit agencies and other senior groups within the community to provide additional support to some of those entities.
So I'd like to start with maybe just telling the audience what a County Office on Aging is and where it came from. And Jane, if you would start us off on that topic.
Well, I'd be glad to respond to that. And actually, the County Offices on Aging are part of a really vast network of senior services throughout the United States. We were actually established by law way back in 1965, and it was the same year that Medicare and Medicaid were enacted. But the Older Americans Act really addressed the social service needs of older adults. So it put into place really a vast network of service, beginning with the Administration on Aging in Washington, a state unit in the state of New Jersey. And then the good part about the Older Americans Act, they took the planning and the providing of the service back to the local entity. And in New Jersey, there were 21 area agencies on aging, or in some counties, they're called Department of Senior Services or Aging.
Correct.
And they really are responsible for looking at their own county and developing a good system. Interesting enough, I think we're all from very different counties. Ocean is quite different than Somerset. We're very different from Bergen. So it makes a good sense to take the planning back to the local level.
It's so nice to hear from our friends at the Division of Aging Services, like Dennis McGowan, about the impact the show has and the platform that NJFA provides to get the word out about programs and services.
Aging Insights is a great way for seniors to learn about important and often underutilized services and supports. Over its first 100 episodes, the New Jersey Division of Aging Services has been fortunate to have some of its leaders and staff members on the show to talk about online resources for seniors, prescription and utility assistance programs, and Medicare changes and coverage options. Our partners in the Aging Services Network have been on episodes that looked at elder economic security, physical fitness, falls prevention, taxes, consumer fraud, caregiving, and end-of-life planning, and so many other important topics for seniors and their loved ones. Congratulations, New Jersey Foundation on Aging, and thank you for allowing us to share our information with your Aging Insights viewers.
Through the years, we've had a variety of guests and discussed many topics, including Peanut Butter, the dog, who joined us to talk about the value of pets.
Today we're going to look at a more subtle influence, pets. Our guests today include Scott Gurin and Heather Camisa. And Heather brought Peanut Butter, who is also joining us today. So you'll probably hear from him throughout the program. There you go.
Travel training is a way to teach people how to be safe, independent riders on public transportation. So we run two different kinds of classes. One is primarily for their group travel trainings, which are primarily for seniors or sometimes for students that are transitioning in high school, and also Connected Transit, where we teach I guess case managers with social service organizations that would work with seniors or other people who might have that need. So in the case of our program for seniors, we largely work with either senior centers or with senior housing facilities to get groups to do interested in travel training. We teach them about all the modes that are out there, all the options that are available for them within the county. So whether it's New Jersey Transit, local bus service, county paratransit, any private carriers. And there's two parts. We have a classroom session, and then that's followed up with a field trip.
Password 12345 is not a good password.
But I saw recently that it was like the #1 password ever.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And just that there's a list tells you that they're able to figure out your passwords, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
And they will try those first.
Yeah.
Now, my advice is stay away from passwords. You say, then what?
Then what?
Well, you go with passphrases instead.
Okay.
All right? If you want something that you can remember, but that is difficult, it may be a line out of a poem, a line out of a book.
LGBT is an acronym, and it stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender. So the community has really experienced some challenges earlier on. Things are moving in a more positive direction at this point, both legally and socially.
And the Elder Arts Ambassadors Program was really grew out of the need to help seniors with social isolation, build skills and confidence through the arts.
So while most of the reserve banks, or all of the reserve banks, have the same core functions, we do have some differences in the types of things that we focus on. And so whereas the Dallas Fed may focus on energy based on where they sit, and the New York Fed will look at financial markets in Wall Street, the Philadelphia Fed has picked one of the things that we would like to focus on as consumer finance. And so that's how we came here to you today, that we have had a focus on elder financial services.
Yeah. We've also covered topics such as fitness and had guests who could demonstrate proper exercises. Today we thought we would touch on staying vital as we age through recognizing the role of fitness at any age.
Before we start doing any exercises, we want to make sure that we're in a good sitting posture. That's just as important as doing the exercise correctly. So what you want to do when you're sitting is make sure that you're not rounded out, that our back is not rounded out. We all have an inward curve in the back, and we want to make sure that we're maintaining that curve. So one trick which I showed you earlier, but I'll show you again, is if you take a towel, roll it up, you just take this towel and you put it right in that curve in your low back. And then we're sitting straight. It doesn't allow us to round out the low back. And so we're much better alignment, and it's really quite comfortable. They also make professional ones that you can buy in various stores, and always suggest trying it first. Don't just buy one from the catalog. So the towel roll is a very effective tool. If we're not sitting in the back of the chair, it's important, as I mentioned before, to sit on your sit bones, legs not crossed, because that will cause rounding, and that we're sitting in a nice, upright, comfortable position.
Today I want to demonstrate two poses that are really helpful for strength, flexibility, and balance, and that anyone can do depending on their ability. So tree pose, or Vikrasana in Sanskrit, is a standing balancing posture. When you stand like this, you can take your leg up and take your arms up and pretend that you're a really, really big tree. This works on balance and strength. So if this is difficult for you, you could modify by keeping your hands on your hips, taking your legs lower, or even keeping your foot on the ground. And if this is still difficult, you could put your hand on a chair for balance, or even 2 hands on the chair, and just practice tapping the foot up and down. This is going to help you strengthen your balance, and as you get better, you can release the chair. Another pose is called warrior pose, warrior 2. So it looks like this. So if you have really balanced, strong legs, you can take it deeper here, and so this is working your whole body strength. And if you're less able to stay in this pose, then you could not bend your knees so much. And if this is really, really difficult and you have balance issues, you can sit on a chair and do the same pose and work on getting stronger here and more flexible and balanced until you could do it off the chair. So those are examples of how you can modify yoga for you. Namaste.
This is a great exercise for anyone who has sciatica nerve pain because it creates space in the lower back. Back to center. I'm going to go into a standing exercise, turning the chair for invisible chair pose. And you control the level of intensity that's right for you. So you could take it down a little squat, or you could take it down a big squat. Here's where you can see the chair can steady us. Coming up into plank, you could come into a slight angle or a deep angle, heels on the floor, giving a stretch in the calf, palm of the hands pressing into the chair, strengthening the biceps. Take it back down as deep as you feel comfortable doing it. And back up. One more time, take it down. And back up.
And we can't forget that whenever we need information about Medicare, we turn to Charles Clarkson of the Senior Medicare Patrol.
Charles has been involved with the Senior Medicare Patrol, and Medicare fraud and abuse is obviously a big issue. But can you tell us? I know the Medicare Patrol is not that old, so how?
No, actually, the Senior Medicare Patrol and its former names were
We'll come back to you.
was actually started in 1997. The federal government said, "Hey, we need to do something about fighting fraud, waste, and abuse in Medicare," because the program was getting very expensive, and people said, the future doesn't look good unless we do something to fight fraud.
The Senior Medicare Patrol is a federally funded program to assist Medicare beneficiaries in fighting Medicare fraud, waste, and abuse. The Senior Medicare Patrol has worked with the New Jersey Foundation for Aging for many years. They have helped us get the word out to many thousands of New Jersey residents to protect them from Medicare fraud through their cable show, Aging Insights. We want to congratulate the New Jersey Foundation for Aging on their 100th episode and allowing me to be a guest on some of them. Thank you, New Jersey Foundation for Aging, for all of your efforts in assisting seniors in New Jersey.
And what would a review of our past be without talking about us, the New Jersey Foundation for Aging? Hopefully through these episodes you've been able to get to know the NJFA, meet some of our board members, and come to think of us as one of your friends. Every month we tell you that Aging Insights is brought to you by the New Jersey Foundation for Aging and remind you of our mission. But we wondered if you really knew what the foundation was or what else we do. So we thought we'd take this opportunity to give you some more details. In order to provide you with the best picture of the foundation, I'm joined today by 3 guests. The first of which should be very familiar to our viewing audience, Grace Egan, Executive Director of the New Jersey Foundation for Aging, who's also a host of Aging Insights. Our other 2 guests today are 2 of NJFA's hardworking board members, Mark Tabachman, the board chair, and Celeste Roberts, a longtime board member who is also a professor at the New Jersey City University. Thank you all for being with us today. I think it's a really great opportunity to let our viewers know just who is bringing them Aging Insights.
Well, I think we really have raised awareness of aging issues by geometric proportion. We're really geared towards raising public awareness and public involvement in the issues that face aging people, and we're all aging. Aging Insights is really a reflection of the foundation. It's done in a very low-key, conversational kind of a way. It's not done in a preachy kind of a way at all.
I often tell people, you're going to live to be 100, act like it. You want to be healthy.
True.
And to maintain the best health you can.
We hope you enjoyed this look back. I know I got a chuckle from seeing the various hairstyles and colors that I've had over the years. NJFA is proud to produce Aging Insights, and we'd like to thank everyone that makes the show possible, our sponsors and donors, the crew here at the TV station, our guests, and of course you, our viewers, for watching. Be sure to stay tuned. We'll see you next time.
100 episodes. When you think about how many years that spans, how many relevant topics have been discussed and brought to the public, that's a big deal. The credit goes to Melissa, our staff, the amazing guests who have brought us their great insights and knowledge, with topics that cover finances, benefits, policy, and health, among many others. Aging Insights has been an invaluable resource to seniors and their families. But we have a lot of work ahead of us in continuing to bring this valuable resource forward and getting the word out. Come join us for the next 100 episodes.